Well done. The Honorable Member for Westlands. Honorable Wanyonyi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Also to contribute to this motion, I want to congratulate my colleague, Honorable Mwenje, for bringing this motion, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the issue of land in this country has been mishandled for a long time. And the first government of this country is the one that mismanaged land from the onset. Because when the colonialists handed over the government, the independent government, Mr. Speaker, was supposed to regularize land and resettle people who had been thrown out of their land by the settlers. And Mr. Speaker, instead of doing that, they went into a crapping spree and went on crapping land left, right, and center. And we find many communities were displaced. People lost their homes, and now there have been permanently squatters in all over in the country. In Nairobi, Mr. Speaker, where we have the largest squatters in informal settlements, some of these lands, Mr. Speaker, if you look at the Nubians in Kipra, these people have lived there forever. And Mr. Speaker, over every government has promised to give them title deeds, ownership of that land, but still it has never happened. So it is time that we must now be serious to see how we can resettle Kenyans who are living on land that does not belong to them. And some of that land, Mr. Speaker, you find that there are people who just speculate with it. There are no owners, there are no non-owners, but there are people who collect rent from it. So it is the government now, the National Land Commission must now take stock of this and regularize how Kenyans are going to settle. There are over so many other people who have been displaced from their homes, Mr. Speaker, because of political alignments and on like that. We have had, Mr. Speaker, like for example, 1997 and 1992, after election, some people were thrown out of their land because they voted in a particular way. And that also has left them squatters up to now. And it's now that the government must now look into issues of settling Kenyans. I just want to further the case in Zimbabwe when Robert Mugabe, the president of Zimbabwe, decided to regularize land in Zimbabwe and give back land to the Zimbabweans, the original natives. Mr. Speaker, he was condemned by everybody around the world, and he was misunderstood. But he was solving a problem that will have been overblown with time. And this, Mr. Speaker, the squatters in this country is a time bomb. If we don't manage it properly right now, it is going to happen some other way, and it will not be very good. Because on this land, Kenyans are there, and these Kenyans are procreating, Mr. Speaker, and we want also to see that no Kenyan should live in this country when it doesn't know where he belongs. Sometimes those children are born in that place, but they have no home. Some of those people have no known home where they can go. It is only that place because they were born there and they live there, and everything else it's around there, Mr. Speaker. So it's upon the government and us to legislate and make sure that no Kenyan lives as a squatter in this country, in an independent Kenya. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to support this, and also wish that maybe Honorable Mwenje should move further and now make this into a bill so that we can now make it into law and make sure that some of these issues we are talking about, we don't just pass them here and they remain just on the shelves, that they can be implemented and Kenyans can benefit from this legislation, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. The member for Kibwezi West.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity, and from the outset, allow me to thank our colleague, Honorable Mwenje, for bringing this very important motion for discussion in this House. Mr. Speaker, as you would know and many Kenyans know, land is a very emotive issue. The problems that we face as a country relating to land emanate and have historical origins. You are all aware that when the colonies came to our country, they took away our land. And the freedom struggle that we had, call it Mau Mau